Once more under the breech, dear meanies, for some lovely ideas from Town. Bruce again with you as always. And today I just wanted to generally go over the topic of music. You know, if math is the foundation of the universe, music is the voice, I think, without question. Music speaks to everything. I think every living piece of matter responds to music in one way or another, and it doesn't really matter what kind of music. Music is music. And I think it runs through the universe. The universe is totally aware of all music at all times. It's just native into it, like the force. I'll get into kind of more of that when I talk about another topic. But for me, music has always been a very important part of my life since I was a kid. From top 40 when I was really young to the music of the 60s and 70s when I was developing, and then 80s and 90s. I just love it. It is a muse for me. And I played musical instruments. I don't now, but I did, In my time, I understood music theory. I could never sight read music, but, that beside the point, you know. And, now granted, there was a point in time when my musical taste kind of stopped, where I stopped listening to radio and stuff like that and kind of got frozen in time. But, I still have listened to some newer stuff and taken on people like, Jake Shimabukuro, the great little Hawaiian ukulele player, you know. But, anybody who knows me and, going down the line, I'm a prog rocker, first and foremost, without question. Jethro Tull, number one. Absolutely. Particularly the period in the late 60s and 70s, the golden age of Tull. Oh, Passion Play, Thick as a Brick, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Really, really nice pieces. Really loved them. They were great. I like virtually everything that Tull has done in bits and pieces, if not in its entirety. The Who, love the Who. The Moody Blues, love all their stuff. Dan Hicks and the Hot Licks, can't get enough of Dan Hicks. The home of Happy Feet. So you start to see that my musical taste is a little bit eclectic. I kind of run the gamut. As far as female singers go, Judy Garland, number one. Her daughter, Liza, great voice. Cabaret, wonderful. She could sing like nobody's business. Annie Lennox, the great Julie Covington, which most people don't even know of. She was probably, in my opinion, one of, if not the best voice of the 20th century. Female voice. Absolutely beautiful. Couldn't beat it with a stick. And of course, what's her head from Heart? Can't remember her name now off the top of my head, but she is just a great, great singer, And I love Heart. I love a lot of the Peter Gabriel stuff. And when you go back in time, things like King Crimson, Yes, Traffic, Spirit, all these great old bands, that I have rediscovered through YouTube. I just type in their name and sure enough, something comes up. I listen to it. Wow, that takes me back, The Mamas and the Papas, all that period, right? The Buffalo Springfield, you name it, right? All the things Eric Clapton did, Cream, everything he's been through, Derek and the Dominoes, you name it, right? Led Zeppelin. Yeah, I could go on and on and on. I have to pull up my list. Aretha Franklin, loved her stuff, Some of the other Motown things. And, the B-52s. What am I thinking? Greatest American dance band ever, How do you get around the B-52s, right? So, I love music. And then, the music of my time. because it transports me. It takes me places and brings me back to things, you know. The other night I was listening to some Mamas and Papas, simply because, you know, that took me back to a time when we were all in a much different world, you know. Me, my friends, my brother, my family, everybody. It was a much, much different world, you know. We thought different. What was important was different, you know. The issues were different. Everything was different. And sometimes it's nice to escape, you know, and go back to those things. You know, I saw Jethro Tull in concert many times, Moody Blues many times, you know. Grateful Dead only once, could only do that once, you know. But, you know, I have playlists that I create every now and again, and I, you know, will listen to them. I used to do them, so I would have them for plane rides. Sorry, excuse me. And I did them for infusions when I was doing chemo and stuff. Sorry. But I just want to, you know, point out before I close out for the day just how important music has been in my life. And it still is, and I'm sure it will be to the day I die. You know? It speaks to me. It connects me. It links me in ways nothing else does. And, you know, I may not be into heavy metal or punk or rap or any of that stuff or country western. You know, maybe a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that here and there. But, you know, I know something I like when I hear it. And it speaks to me. And so many songs I have on a list, you know, simply speak to the end of life and make me cry. You know, when I listen to them, I just can't help it. I think of my cats that I've lost, or family that I've lost, or the end that's coming for me, you know, and I cry. Music is the only thing that can do that right out of the gate for me. You know. So, I won't try to list all the music I like and I don't like and why and whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. And I just wanted to put down for whatever, how important I think it is to me and to the universe at large. And I hope it is to all you, and that everybody always finds a place for music in their heart at some point in some time, and ways that allow it to mean something to you and to connect you to a time and a place that you remember fondly and with love. All right. Peace and hang 10.